a session on all the equipment that we typically need to make our online virtual sessions all the more engaging, interesting, emphatic, and also gripping. So with that, but before we jump into that, I was on a video session or so, a webinar, and this is the setup I saw of this guy who was giving that. Now look at that. Look at the monitors he has. Of course, he has the stuff that is set up. So can you identify some of the things that you can see here that he has? You might have to unmute yourself, some of you, and figure out what all can you see in this setup. So he's actually giving an online session. Anyone?
There are, Parag, I can see five large TV screens.
Yeah.
And that's, I got probably around maybe 100 or more participants. And there is a high-tech camera behind the one in the center.
Yeah.
And he's got a laptop, probably he's referring or reading from there and
absolutely
conducting a session. And it's a very recent one because I can also see his mask hanging on the right side bottom.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Someone told me recently Anthony Robbins also had a similar session, but it had a massive video screen, probably maybe a couple of weeks.
This is part of that.
So okay.
Part of that. Yeah. You got that right. So this is actually part of that. And if you see, I see a monitor just below the table where he has kept
I was supposed to ask that. What is the monitor doing below the table?
So I guess it's just another one of those things. And of course, there are some coffee mugs and stuff. But this is nothing short. What you see here is nothing short of that. And that is what Abhilash has for all of us today. He's assembled all these hardware and the gizmos that he has. And for some of you who know Abhilash or don't know Abhilash, Abhilash is a co-founder at Gentle Bamboo. And he is actually a mechanical engineer turned into a geek, nerd. I don't know. Abhilash, you would like to introduce yourself, definitely. So over to you, Abhilash, to take this session and take us through the nuances of how do we make our sessions more engaging, interesting, impactful, using some of the other things apart from we ourselves and our own delivery. Yes, over to you.
Thank you, Parag. Thank you so much. And may I share my screen? Are you done sharing screen?
Here I go. I've stopped share.
All right. I'll give a quick 2-minute introduction about what this session is going to be about, and then I'll take you through a formal presentation, and then I will actually showcase all the equipment and how you can use them. I'm hoping to finish this in the next 40-45 minutes. And here we go. My name is Abhilash, and together with my partner, Bhagavat, who is in this session today, we run a company called Gentle Bamboo Solutions. This is an L&D company, and because I come from a background of software development, I also run on the side a software company. And what we do in that company is that we build software for universities. But since I come from that intersection of software and L&D, what really happened was that I was able to find certain ways in which I could improve upon L&D session deliveries and such. And this today is not about that, but we basically created a software, Dexter.io. And I would be using that as a presentation tool today, so you'll get a little bit of peek into it. My plan is to showcase all the variety of equipment that can be used to actually make your training sessions impactful. Like you saw the photo of another person doing that session that Parag just shared. Point of equipment is not to be visible. The point of equipment to be there and support you, except this one big mic thingy that you're seeing, because it has to be nearby your face. So there's no way to avoid that. There are other kinds of mics you can use which are not visible, but I have come to believe that having this visible and in people's face is actually a good thing, because it builds a little more credibility in terms of you taking this session much more seriously than your participants are. Okay, so with that said, what I want to do is quickly share my screen and spend about 15 minutes at most trying to talk the theory, and then maybe another 2 minutes in explaining with physical objects, and hopefully the last 10 minutes in answering any questions that you may have. So I hope most of you have logged in using your laptops, and I hope you have your mobile phone with you, because I want you to do something on your mobile phone by virtue of which you'll be able to participate better in this session. Okay, I am sharing my screen now. And if somebody could confirm that they can see the screen here, which says equipment in virtual training.
Good to go.
If you can see that, that's good to go. And what you should also be seeing on the top is something else called here on the screen right now. It says, if you have your phone with you, open your browser app, Chrome or Safari or something. And I want you to visit this website called guest, G-U-E-S-T, guest.dexter. That's D-E-X-T-R with a single E, not Dexter with 2 E's, DEXTR.io. Just go there and enter this code. Once you go there, you should see a screen like the one that is visible on your right side of the screen right now in here. And once you see there, you click inside this box, and in here, type the code 726760. Once you do that, you should be coming along this journey, and we should be able to have you on the screen. If you're logging in late, either Rakshit or somebody should be able to type in the chat the URL guest.dexter.io and the password the code 726760. And if you're there, welcome along on this journey, and we will go through. If you have any in entering this place, please use chat, and Rakshit should be able to help you there as well. Okay, so session today, equipment in virtual training. Okay, let's start with what we are trying to accomplish here. If I'm doing a virtual session, what am I trying to accomplish? Or for that matter, any session. One of the first things is that I want to be taken seriously. I want to look like I belong here. I want to look like I am the person who has been paid for this, and I have come prepared. That is the part about being taken seriously. The second part is that I want to look good. I know it's a little more difficult for me to look good considering this face that I've been given by nature, but in general, we would want to look good in a session. The third thing is that we want to sound good. I want my voice to carry across well. If my internet connection is not good, then there's not I can do about it. This session is about that. This is assuming everything is fine. There is no technical glitches. And when you have that, how can you improve your voice? And you want to make an impact. You want to make an impact, and for that, you need a lot of background preparation. I am so glad Parag showed that image about the amount of preparedness a person had before getting into a session. And I just want to quote one statistics that was released a couple of days ago, which is that the 4 big companies in the world, Microsoft, Apple, Facebook, and Amazon, have invested around $29 billion. That's a billion with a B. $29 billion in these past 3 months when the world has been struggling with a recession, into research and development, into becoming better at their company and the work that they do. The point I'm trying to make is not for you to invest $29 billion. If you had that, you would most likely not be in this session today. The point I'm trying to make is if we are not going to invest in ourselves, and by that investment, I don't just mean time, I mean money, and I mean effort. If we are not willing to invest in ourselves, we are going to be slightly left behind. And towards that end, I hope I'll be able to guide you towards where to make that investment without blowing a big hole in your bank account. That's what I'm hoping to accomplish. Let's take one step at a time here. The be taken seriously bit. Remember the times when we used to do these sessions in the classroom, right? Most likely, you would be dressed up in a suit if you are a man, and if you are a woman, you would be to stand out from the crowd. If most of your participants are going to be in some sort of wear, you would be wearing an extra jacket and a tie maybe. If they are in casuals, you would still be wearing a jacket, but might be to leave a tie behind. Overall, you would be dressed in a way that you look like you are the person who is going to deliver this session, and you look different and slightly better than the people who are attending the sessions. What has unfortunately happened in the virtual world is that we have forgotten that bit, and we have started all looking like, if you put a screenshot of a classroom, a virtual session these days, it's very difficult to understand who the person who's taking the session is and who the people are who are attending the session. Previously, you had a designated place where you would typically stand and everybody else would be facing you, which means you have to do stuff like this, the one that I'm doing right now, to have a big mic staring in everybody's face, immediately know that I am slightly different from people attending. And trust me when I say, I have had so many people who talk about the mic after. Originally, the mic was supposed to be just a way to carry my sound better, but now it has kind of become a talking point. So consider that. Look good. Obviously, there was many ways to look good, and we have done an entire session here weeks ago on how to look good on virtual trainings. And I'm not going to dwell deeper into it. I'm just going to talk about the cameras and light here. Sound good. Seeing a little bit of what I'm doing. Hopefully, I sound little better than if I was using the laptop's built-in mic. And that's pretty much it. And finally, I want to make an impact. And impact is all the small things. Nobody is going to look at a session and say, okay, he did this or she did this because of which this session was impactful. The whole package, there is something about the whole package. If you do it well, you would make a bigger impact than what you can without using any of this equipment. So there is that. These are the 4 things that we want to achieve and accomplish during a session. However, there is one more thing, and I believe that is as important as others. And that session, that thing is about being unforgettable, being that red rose in a field full of yellow roses. And now more than ever, hopefully some of you are realizing how difficult times new business development is. And if you get a session, a corporation or a school session or whatever kind of training sessions you do, when you get one, you don't want to be somebody who does a session, walks out and is immediately forgotten. You want to be unforgettable. And to that end, you will have to put a little extra effort. And today I hope to do that. Now I assume many of you are already on your phone with guest.dexter.co 726760. If you're not, now is the final chance. Look at the top right, be seeing URL as well as the code. If you're not, get on now, because I'm looking for a little bit of participation from you now. Okay, let's do a quick exercise. Pick up your phone, go to the website, enter your code, and once you're there, hit this heart icon on your phone so that I see all of you are here. I see that about 16, 18 people are in the session. And if I could see lots of these heart icons being pressed, I would know you're all there. And we should be moving along to the next part in just a little time. I am doing this myself now, 726, 760, submit. I've got about 12 people, and I think I will move on to the next slide. On this slide, I want you to look at your phone and basically type in a word or two, what kind of equipment you used during your classroom sessions, the times when you were doing in a physical classroom, inside a physical office and talking to people who were physically there. What kind of equipment were you using? Somebody says laptop, mic, cables, sliders, slide changers, collar mic, presenter, projectors. We're using all of these. Come on, give me a few more. Go on, somebody says mouse, speaker, presenter, overall. So these were the tools of our trade then. And yet, here I am an hour ago when I shared a bunch of tools which would never have fit into a classroom. Oh, somebody says whiteboard, audio, video, laptop, presenter, laptop, 2 laptops. That's great. Speakers, a webcam. A webcam in a classroom session is interesting. I would have wanted to see that. Anyways, so we know what we used to use in classrooms. Let's go to the next slide then. And I want you to answer in a word or two, what equipment have you used virtually? In the past months or so, since virtual sessions became big, what kind of equipment have you been using? Go on. Camera, laptop, mic, second monitor, graphics tablet, inclined desk, earphones, coffee mug. Somebody says, I'm so glad you said that. Our voice, your voice is an equipment now. Good. I like how you, nothing special, somebody says, being very honest here. Earphones, lapel mic, laptop camera, stylus. All right. All right. I have bunch. Will 10 more seconds and I'll move on. Somebody says mic, M-I-K-E. All right. So overall, we have got this bunch of equipment that people have been using. Let's try this. I'll go to the next slide now. Okay. And I want you to answer in all honesty, how many of these on your phone right now use in your virtual sessions? Do you use just your laptop? Do you use an external, some external lights, any external camera, all of these and some more? And 7, 9. So quite a few of you are using just your laptop. Hopefully by the end of today's session, I am hoping to convert you towards picking up some of these small things which are going to make a big impact in your sessions. Okay. So yeah, now we know at least half of you are using just your laptops, and very minor changes to how you do your sessions are going to add a bunch of good session and create a big impact. Let's go to the next slide then. And I want to give you some recommendations. I'm not going to show you any objects now, just going to run through this. Once I'm done, I'm going to come full screen and then show some of the stuff that I wanted to talk. For lights, here are some recommendations. The first one, obviously, is the sunlight. I dare the light company to create a light source better natural sun you get. If you are in a position where you can do your session at the right time in the morning or afternoon, if you're sitting in right position where the light is coming to you from a good window and a natural source of light can fall on your face, the best times for this are between 10 and 11:30 in the morning and about 4 to 5 in the evening. This is the best time when the light is at just the right angle, which if you have that option, always use sunlight as your first preference. The second thing, if that is not possible, is to use either a LED light or a ring light. And I'll show what they are, an LED light or a ring light. And the final one is a TV or a monitor. If you're used to using a second screen, try turning the brightness on. If you're doing a session in the evening, let us say, where there's not enough light now, like now. You can use any of this, a TV or a monitor sitting right behind your laptop and turn to full brightness and white on it will actually give you a headache, but it will light your face really well. So these are some recommendations for the lights. For cameras, I have a few recommendations. The first one is a video camera. Use a good video camera, a video camera which has been built specifically for capturing video. They're called action cameras. You've probably heard of GoPros. You've heard of actual video cameras, the kind which are used in shooting proper videos and all of that. You can use one of them, first preference. The second is using a mobile. Your mobile, they are fantastic when it comes to high quality video capture. If you have invested 15,000 or more in a recent mobile phone, the camera that you have on your mobile phone, the camera behind, not the front facing one, is at least 10 times better than the camera that you have on your laptop, built-in camera. The next is a built-in camera, the laptop one, the kind that I'm using right now, by the way. because I want all of them disconnected. I want to show you all of them. And finally, because I like my PJs, you can give a bunch of binoculars to all your participants and they can look far away to you. Sorry about that really poor joke. Anyways, so that is my camera recommendations. And now I have a quick quiz coming up on the phone right now. Look at your phone, and it's going to be a 30 seconds time when you can answer what you think about this. Look at your phone in parts. The question is going to be on your screen now. What is more important? Is it video? Is it sound? Is it, or is it neither? If you had to pick between one or the other, what would you pick? Would you pick both? Would you don't either one of them? You think video is more important than audio, or you think vice versa? And in 10 seconds, as it ends, you are going to see the answer, who scored how much, and all of that. If you had answered faster, you would have gotten more points. What do you think is more important? And I am so glad I got the answer, because about everybody who had this, that both are equally important. It's not just me, the 4 people who have this, a bunch of disagrees with this. If you had good video and good sound, you should always prefer good sound. Good sound is what is going to define professionalism for the people who hear it. They will not be able to tell why something sounds more professional when it sounds better. But again, there's a lot of research into it. Let's not go deep into it. But remember only one thing, that is focus on how you sound rather than how you look. And you will do fabulously for yourself and for your participants. Therefore, I now want to recommend some good microphones. Here are some recommendations. The first one is called a condenser microphone, the one that you're seeing right now. A condenser microphone essentially has some good pickup patterns. They are called cardioid patterns. So let's say if this is the mic, then this is a pattern that picks up the sound. So if sound comes from here or from far away, it is not going to be as audible. While it does not filter out anything, it does capture some noise. But if you're nearby, it captures your sound really well. So imagine around this a circle of about a foot radius. Your voice will sound brilliant when you're in here, but as you move farther, your voice will drop in volume, and which is fantastic when you're doing sessions where you sit. That is the first thing, a condenser mic. The second is a lavalier mic, a lapel mic as it is called. You put it on your shirt or your dress and use that. The third thing is headphones. You can use headphones. And finally, when you have no other choice, is when you should be using the laptop built-in mic. It is horrendous. It picks up everything. There could be a truck driving 2 streets away and it picks up that sound also. There could be babies crying, construction activity happening. All kinds of sounds are picked up. And the worst part is the laptop mic picks up the more shrill sounds more than the more bass sounds, which means there's a constant irritation happening for people who are listening to you if you are using the laptop mic. Please, please, please don't use that. Make a quick change to this part. If you take nothing away from this session, take one thing, stop using your laptop built-in mic. Any other 50 rupees earphones are better than the laptop's built-in mic. Okay, cool. And there are some miscellaneous equipment which can make life much better. The first one is a tablet, the kind that I have using to write on the screen now. What I've found is when you are able to write something with a focused color like red, and you use it to encircle or you use it to underline, you create more focus within a presentation, and it does well in virtual sessions. Slide changer, as somebody said, it is still relevant in days. While I don't use it personally these days much, but having a slide changer lets you relax a bit and kind of walk around. If your video is not on and you're taking a session, you can walk around and still do the slide changes. Green screen, it is fantastic. While I'm not using it today because I want to showcase to you how it looks, investing in a good green screen is going to help you do a lot of stuff. And finally, a sexy looking glass. This, ladies and gentlemen, is my secret if you saw that image that Parag had shown a while ago, you would have seen that there were great looking mugs there. They're not using that stupid Tupperware bottle to drink water from. Don't do that. Everything that you do, the small things that you do creates impacts and make you unforgettable. Do something that people remember you for, which is good. So that's that. These are some recommended devices. These prices are as on 26th August 2020, which is today, the date of recording. These keep fluctuating. I have links for all of them. The microphone that I recommend that I'm using now, the Mao U04, that costs 5,000 now. The tablet that I'm using right now, so what I recommend, which is beyond A64, which is 4,700 right now. A generic light will do a lot of work for you. And finally, I have a called Wiper, which costs about 5,500. And that's that. If you look at your phone right now, you would see that there is a link that you can click on. It's called dexter.io equipment. If you go there, you will see this page. And on this, I have all the recommendations and all the links that you can click to buy stuff right away. I've got lots of lights, lots of cameras, microphones and speakers, miscellaneous equipment, all of them here. And this would show you the current prices. Prices keep fluctuating. Decide what you want to buy and make a decision to buy them. And that's about it. That is my big presentation for the day. Do not hesitate to get in touch with me for any more clarifications. I'm going to go back on the previous slide, leave you with that so that on the phone, if you wanted to, you can click. I will obviously also share this link in the group if people are interested, or Rakshit could type this in the Zoom chat as well. And that brings us to the end of the screen share session. I want to stop sharing now because I want to go full screen and showcase stuff that are lying around. I am on Spotlight, I believe, so that you should be seeing much of this. I stop sharing screen, and let's start with the basic stuff then, okay? And I'm going to go fast, assuming you can rewatch this video. But if you feel you want more clarification, once I've finished all the equipment that I have to show, you can talk about it. Let's take it one step at a time, which is the microphones. That is the first thing I want to talk about. And hopefully you can see there I have got in my hand a microphone called Blue, right? There's a link to this. This is a round microphone. It's got this cute little tripod that you can put on the table in front of you. It is fabulous. One of the best budget devices. And the best part is that this device is a USB device, which means you don't have to invest in extra equipment. You can connect it, plug it straight into your laptop and use it. That is a very good mic, along with the one that I'm using right now. There are, these cheap kind of mics. They are wireless and they work pretty well, but I wouldn't recommend them in a virtual session. You would use them when you have a very good amplifier system and a speaker system and all of that. In addition to that, there are other cheaper systems. This is called that steel casing diaphragm mic. You can use. The good thing about this mic is that it's got a on and off switch. It's also USB. You can connect it and start using it straight away. You can fit that into any mic stand that you may invest in. The other kind, obviously, is these cheap earphones, the kind that with your phone. They work perfectly well, but one step from them is a lapel mic, right? This one's a Boya BY-M1. This kind of fits straight onto your collar. It captures really well. The here is that this one has got a condenser, and it's got a very long, the wire itself is like some 20 feet or something. You can use this if you want to do a walk around kind of sessions, because sitting can be not so good for you. Again, there are really cheap. These are stuff that I've bought from China when not buying from China was not in fashion. This costs like 60 rupees, 60. And this gives 100 times better performance than using the laptop. This thing, you can go looking for cheap ones, but even the really good quality Boya one is for about 850 or something, and you can buy that straight. In addition to that, you have these extenders if you're using different kind of systems, and you have something called a splitter if you are into recording a podcast or something. Then you may want to connect two mics to this and start using them together. Additionally, you have these nice looking headphones. Again, these I don't recommend buying them from an online place. These devices, they have to fit right on your ears. Everybody's ears are different. And because these are like this hard equipment which stretch and then come back as you wear on the ears, what happens is if you don't get the right size, if your head is big like mine, it'll start hurting after a while. So buy something that covers your ears like this. These are their on ear, in ear, all sorts of stuff. So buy something that is comfortable to wear for many, many hours, and you should be good. I have these days stopped using earphones because, all the sweat that comes near ears and all that. These days I just use this. This is my, Bluetooth speaker. And the laptop sound also is a little garish. The speakers. What comes out of it. Again, if you imagine, a laptop was never meant to be a device to use for this sort of stuff. So it was supposed to be used once in a while. So investing in something like this will actually help you really. If you have a Bluetooth speaker, start using that. Or if you have earphones and stuff, start using them. This would be a good introduction to mics. Now, once you've got the mics out of the way, let's get these tripods, right? These tripods are where you would fit the mic. For example, if you see this, this thing opens up, and inside that you can put a mic, close it, and the opens up and sits pretty well on your desk. And you put your mic in here and you can use it. Keep it out of sight. Only the mic will be visible. Invest in a couple of good tripods. There are a few options. There is that. And then there is this. There are cameras and stuff which can be screwed on top of this. So from the small, cute UFO looking, tripod that fits right on your table to something which is called a Gorilla Pod. And the best part about this is that this whole thing is bendy, and you can set it up to sit on any surface, even if you are, these things are professional equipment used for recording outside, but this is a very good quality device to have on your table to start using them. And this has got this fitment where you can fit your camera and start using that. If you want to be fancy, you have this gimbal like devices if you're making videos in which you will be walking around rather than buying a selfie stick. If you have the money to invest in this, if you can find some budget for it, this is a what is called a gimbal. And this is it's got this power and all. It's got Bluetooth. It connects with your phone, and you can record some really amazing videos, stable videos that don't shake, even if you're walking, if you're running. If you've seen videos made by professionals where they're running and recording and the thing is very stable there, they're using something like this. So that's a gimbal that you can use. If you're wondering, why do I have all of this? I run a company which does exactly this. We make lots of videos for our clients, for ourselves, and all of that. So we have invested in it. Again, it's easy to get carried away and buy too much. Don't do that. Start investing slowly and steadily and start building up a bit of this thing. And this is just a slide changing thing. If you have not used it, it costs 1,000 rupees, 500 rupees, even the cheap ones, and you can get them. And it just does, it's like a small keyboard in your hand with the right and left button coded into it. And it's typically also comes with a laser pointer that we used to use in the past in classrooms. These days you can use it if you have a pet dog or cat, and you can use that to have fun with them. The other equipment I have is this thing. I don't know how many of you recognize this. This is called a clicker. You're probably hearing this sound. If you make videos and you're recording, using a clicker is a great way to mark stop and start. So you've seen people when they're making movies, there's a clap that goes tuck. That sound creates a big peak when you're doing sound editing. And this is a great device if you are recording podcasts and stuff. Just have this around, go, and then start recording. If you make a mistake and you have to repeat a sentence during recording, and start recording once again. So that way, you know, when the big peak is there, you can cut off everything up to that point. So this is cost some 50 rupees or so. I got this from the US. I don't know if they're available in India easily, but this was a time when a dollar used to be like 60 rupees. Other than that, I've been using very heavily this thing, which is a drawing tablet, the stylus of that. You can use it to write on this. And this is my spare, by the way. The one that I'm using is here. It's a drawing tablet. It looks like this. It's got this stylus. And if I write on it, it appears on the screen. You have much more control over what you're doing with this. So I strongly suggest investing in one. They're not very costly, but they are very useful. So that takes care of the sound and the tablet and the miscellaneous devices. Let's take a quick look at some cameras. Obviously, the first thing I have to show is a webcam that looks like this. It's a Zebronics camera. It's got that, you know, clip thing here. And with this clip, you can fit it right on your laptop screen, connect this USB, and you are good to go. The video quality is much better than what you get from your usual laptop camera. That is not what I recommend though. What I do recommend is an action camera, right? So this has been fit into this. So there is a clip, if you see here, this goes and sits onto the laptop screen and you can use it. But if I take it out, it looks like this. It's got a small screen. This is an action camera. You've probably heard of GoPro. People fit this on their head using some devices and record when they're riding a bike and making these amazing videos and all. They are meant to capture high frame videos at very high quality. This one can record 4K videos. It has got Wi-Fi built into it, and you can just use a USB plug to connect it to your laptop. And again, obviously I've not connected it today, but if I had, I could just pick it up, and if I want to show stuff around, I can move this around, and that works as well. So this is a camera that you can invest in. Other good thing about cameras like that is that they come with a small, you know, remote like this. You can click to take pictures. You can click this to start and stop recording, and the remote is paired in. So if you have it in your hand, people will never know how you're doing what you're doing. And that is part of the magic, right? And if that fails, you still have this phone, the best camera. The cameras that are there into this, they don't even have this kind of equipment that has been sent 5 years ago to the moon. NASA didn't even have the kind of cameras you have in your pocket. Use them for your benefit and you'll be able to do some really amazing stuff. So that is my general equipment list. One other thing is having these kind of connectors. People who use a MacBook would know the pain we feel when we have to use a HDMI cable. Invest in lots of connectors, even if you don't necessarily need them right now. And that investment is going to pay off well. That essentially covers much of the equipment that I could fit on a table. I'm now going to turn this camera around. Oh, wait, I forgot to show you my most favorite tool. This is a golf ball, okay? And if you're wondering what I do with this, you just put it on the floor and you softly massage your foot with it. It is really good for your feet. It relaxes you so much when you use it. I have a couple of golf balls that I use. It costs 40 rupees to buy. And oh my God, that sounds, it feels so good when you're using a device like that. So that's my big thing. I have 5 more minutes that I'm going to spend to talk about lighting, and I'll be done. Laptop around a bit. Okay. I hope you all can see the background. Obviously, we are sitting in my office studio. The lighting this side is not that great. That's because all the lights have been kept here. You can see the green screen out there. It's got this big, you know, lights in here. You can see there is a round light. It's called a ring light. That one's a much more professional LED light. That's about 3000 lumens of lighting that comes out of it. And you can see I've got my mask as well there, but you invest in your own mask. And having a green screen like that, again, if you have this sort of structure, that's good. These cost a little money because they are very heavy duty equipment. However, the cheapest light you can invest in is this. Just buy a 200 rupee LED bulb, buy a 50 rupees holder, put that right here if you want to, find a wire, put it on your table, and you're good to go. Just buy the one that sits, don't buy the one that tilts like this. Put it here and you're good to. And if you wanted, the thing that is this kind of lights, sometimes it heats up a little in your face and you start sweating because it is heating up, even though it's an LED and in theory it should not. You can buy. Been my favorite for a while now. This is a Philips thing. I think it costs about 350 rupees or something. This fits straight into a normal holder. If you use this, we are good to go. Sorry, somebody's saying something in the chat. Hang on 1 second. Could you please switch on the lights and show the effect? Oh, switch on the lights. Hang on. I'll see if I can reach the lighting there. 1 second. So that's how that LED light works. I don't have a wire long enough for this one, the big one, and it actually uses a battery also. In fact, let me see if I can find that. This LED light actually comes with a battery like this, and you can charge the battery, and you can put this right behind. Let me check if it works, but you get the picture. You put this in, and there's a button there. You press it, the light turns on. This one might not look like much, but if you see here, you can put in your camera there, the phone there. It fits the phone fits right into this device. And if you stand close enough, you can make some really good quality videos there. Okay. And yeah, again, coupled with a good green screen like this, hopefully you can see how heavy duty the green screen is. Again, this whole setup cost about 4,500 or 5,000 rupees for us to buy the green screen setup because we wanted a really big screen and all of that. You don't have to do that. You don't have to invest in half of these things. And yes, time check. 1 more minute and I'm done. The cheapest way you can do a green screen is to go looking in a stationery shop, buy green chart paper, and you're good to go. Will the ring light reflect off our glasses? I am not sure because I have never glasses.
Yes, it reflects. If you have reflective glasses, they do have a little bit of that white thing.
I didn't know this. Right. So anyway, go to a stationery shop, get some chart paper. It will cost you like 100 rupees at most to cover your entire wall with green chart paper behind where you sit. Let me turn this so that I can sit on my normal side. Get this mic here, get this pop filter here, and that's it, people. That is my session. This is everything that I want to talk about. Obviously, if you have multiple cameras, you can set cameras in multiple places. I plan to do a session someday about it, where you can use your phone camera here, your husband or wife's phone's camera somewhere else, the laptop camera here, a couple of cameras there, and you put them and turn this whole thing into an amazing studio. And what happens is, like a news screen, every once in a while you look into that camera and people are seeing you from a different perspective. And I have done sessions like this. I have seen magic shows done like that. And somebody said how to use the green screen. I think going into that detail would take a lot of time, so I will skip that part. I think I will end the session for now because I've covered most of the stuff. The costs, if you're interested how much something costs and all, like I said, that link I have given, dexter.io/equipment, that will give you the list of all the links to products to buy, including live price from Amazon. And that brings me to the end of the session. And thank you very much, everybody who attended. This was a lot of time that we put into designing sessions. If this was useful, I am glad it was. And I hand back the control to Parag. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks a lot, Dash, for that wonderful session. And of course, we will continue the discussion on the group. If people have questions, possibly we can continue the discussion there. But thank you everyone for joining. That's about the time that we have for today. Please stay tuned in for the next Wednesday session. Thank you, Abhilash, once again. Thank you, Rakshit. And thank you everyone for joining in. Have a very good evening.
Thank you, everybody.
Stay safe. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.